I'm looking back at the albums I heard growing up, but not like Help or Hot Buttered Soul, just the deeper cuts. Here are the albums that made me. Another sort of turning point in my musical development today. I think for many of us, we make the transition from passive listener to active music consumer in our mid-teens. That was certainly true for me. I had gone from just listening to what was on the radio or what mom put on the turntable to actively seeking things out that interested me on the radio, MTV, buying my own records and cassettes and the like. But there was one enormous resource I hadn't tapped yet: my mom's extensive record collection. And one of the first times that I decided that I was a bit curious about what might be hiding in her collection, I just remember thumbing through the covers until I saw this guy. I mean, look at this guy. What could a guy like this possibly sound like, right? He looks like a math teacher. Well, one way to find out. So I puts on the album, and it opens with a riff played on guitar, panned hard left, opening a more or less typical blues rock tune, even if the riff was pretty catchy. A solo after a couple of verses, super bright and stabby, kind of heavy on the bends and harmonics, with phrasing that was almost childlike and sing-songy. Then another verse to end the song. And then my head exploded, because in between the opening track and his cover of Hey Joe, Roy Buchanan decided to just, for the lack of a better word, blow. This guitar was as fast and as loud as any shredder I'd heard to that point, but it wasn't shreddy music. It was blues rock, almost country rock, played on a Telecaster. A Telecaster! Not a Charvel, not a Jackson, not a Kramer. A butterscotch blonde twang box with no Floyd Rose, no locking nuts, no scallop frets, no EMG pickups. And this dude is playing the ever-loving bitch pickles out of the thing. Well, colored me shocked. So then the question became, wait, if I just picked some random album out of my mom's record collection because I was curious about this square-looking dude on the cover, well, what else is hiding in there? The standout tracks for me are the opening track, My Baby Says She's Gonna Leave Me, and Rodney's song. Final analysis. Is this an album I still like? Yepers. Is this an album I still spin regularly? The only Roy Buchanan album I play more is A Street Called Straight. Would I recommend That's What I'm Here For? Yes, indeed. This is one that's not as well known as some of his other albums, and there's some great stuff on here. Also, I would thank you to notice that I did not once mention the name Danny Gatton.